Oh, yeah. It's that time. It's about that time. Yeah. Shalom, shalom. Woo! June has been a very, very interesting month. Very, very interesting. Insane. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the title. We about to get into it. All right. You guys ready? We about to dive deep. We about to get into it. The lefties are mad. They mad. Woo, they mad. Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shamwala Kassad, giving all thanks to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Today is Saturday, June 25th, 2022. And right now, we about to get into it. The Supreme Court has overturned Roe versus Wade, which is the right for a woman to get an abortion. And now the lefties are out hopping mad, man. They mad, they very pissed off, man. And it's getting to a point where, listen, man, I think the blowback from this is about to be huge. You know what I'm saying? Might be like a lot of protesting, and well, there's a lot of protesting going on right now, but the protesting and riots like back in summer 2020, you know? And listen, I'm already seeing a lot of folks bugging out, a lot of folks wilding out. You know what I'm saying? And it's only gonna get worse from here. It's only gonna get worse. Well, we already know the time, man. As the time at this kingdom, society's going down and collapsing, now is the time for Israel to wake up and to repent, because judgment is nigh. You guys do not want to get caught up in this. You know what I'm saying? It's time to repent. You know what I'm saying? So listen, you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, it's time to repent. Time to wake up, keep the commandments, because judgment is coming to America. This place is falling apart. This place is falling apart. You know what I'm saying? This place is falling apart, and listen, we don't know how much time we got left. You know, this ain't the time to be fooling around. Ain't the time to be goofing off. This ain't the time to be, you know what I'm saying? This ain't the time for none of that. Ain't the time to be half stepping neither. You know what I'm saying? So, without further ado, let's get into it. You know what I'm saying? This kingdom is divided. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's in turmoil. This person want to fight that person. That person want to fight that person. People arguing. Real nature is coming out. A lot of people's real nature coming out. If you show yourself to be pro-life, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these a lot of these pro-choice folks, man, them cats is coming at you rapidly, man. Rapidly, like rabid dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like mad dogs. You know what I'm saying? They get mad, they pissed off, and to the point where a lot of times they want to fight, they want to go after people, they want to, you know what I'm saying? All kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So listen, a lot of y'all folks, time to get yourself right, or else you might get caught out there. I'm just saying. Just saying. So, pardon me, guys. Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back. All right. Sorry about that. Now we ready to begin. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's about to get bad out here, man. About to get bad. Hold on. Pardon me a second. All right, Salakia. Without further ado, we about to get into it. We about to get in it right now. Just pardon me. Here we go. From the New York Post. This is from yesterday. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade, leaving issue up to states. You know what I'm saying? It's official, y'all. As of yesterday, a lot of folks and their feelings be mad. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks are in shock. I'm gonna come to this page later. A lot of folks are in shock in their feelings because the rulings is official. Roe v. Wade is overturned. Now, we watched this short video clip of the news. Just want to say fair use. This is fair use of the you know the article. Let me see. It says, 123 states legalize abortion for 49 years. At least 26 states are likely to restrict abortion. Yeah, so all the people protesting, angry in their feelings. You saw it, man. Let me read the article. The U.S. Supreme Court has overturned its 49-year landmark Roe v. Wade decision that legalized abortion throughout the United States, upholding a Mississippi law banning the procedure after 15 weeks of pregnancy and leaving the issue up to each of the 50 states. You know what I'm saying? So it got overturned, but the thing is, each state they're leaving the decision for each state to make their own jurisdiction, to make their own decision on whether or not abortion or not is legal. Let's continue on. Friday's opinion by Justice Samuel Alito also overturned a 1992 case, Planned Parenthood versus Casey, in which the court found that the state laws restricting abortion should not impose an undue burden on women seeking the procedure. The abortion presents a profound moral question, Alito wrote. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. I'll read that again. Abortion presents a profound moral question, Alito wrote. The Constitution does not prohibit the citizens of each state from regulating or prohibiting abortion. That's what I'm saying. Leaving up to each state to move how they want to move. Roe versus Casey abrogated that authority. We now overrule those decisions and that return the authority to the people and their elected representatives. Right. So because they made it across the board for the whole country, and Justice Alito was like, nah, that shouldn't be. Matter of fact, let's put it back in the hands of the state. You know what I'm saying? If the state want to do it, let the citizens of that state and their government do it. And the state don't want to do it, let the state and their government decide they don't want to do it. The decision was handed down more than 8 weeks after a draft version of Alito's opinion was leaked to Politico. And that's another thing. Who the hell leaked it? Because the person who leaked that, what they did was pretty much illegal. You understand what I'm saying? Like, why would they leak that? You know, they leaked it to cause controversy. They leaked it to bring it up. You know, they leaked it, to pretty much what has been happening. You know, people who are mad about the opinion and the possible decision coming down, causing them to, to start bugging out, protesting and harassing, the Supreme Court justices. You understand what I'm saying? Which is exactly what has been happening ever since the leak happened. Sparking outrage and protests across the country. Sparking outrage and protests across the country. And that was before it became official. You know what I'm saying? Crowds of pro-abortion and anti-abortion activists similarly gathered outside the court following Friday's ruling. There are no immediate reports of arrest or violence. Yeah, not yesterday, but today, shit, folks are already wilding, bugging out, flying off the handle. Roe was egregiously wrong from the start, Alito wrote in a language held over the leaked draft. Its reasoning was exceptionally weak, and the decision has had damaging consequences as far as bringing about a national settlement of the abortion issue. Roe and Casey have inflamed debate and deepened division. Again, yeah. Listen, this is you want to talk about a hot topic issue. This is an extreme hot topic issue. You know what I'm saying? Right up there with the gay marriages and stuff. Dude, you bring up abortion, whether you for or you against it, dude. Especially for us Hebrews who should be, against abortion. You feel that you pro-life, man. Listen, them legions of, and I'm talking legions of folks that are pro-abortion, that are pro-choice, dude. They coming at your neck. See, the pro-life folks, human rights begin in the womb, which is true. Human rights begin in the womb. You know what I'm saying? In the womb while the baby's still developing. Once the doctor is able to find a heartbeat with a sonogram, that is now a living, breathing organism. Whenever an organism or whether something needs to eat to survive, it means it's alive. Dead things or inanimate objects do not need to eat to sustain themselves. Babies and fetuses, they need to sustain themselves from the mother in order to grow and eventually to become, to the point where they're ready to be born. You know what I'm saying? The folks who are um, pro-life, who are against abortion, they're celebrating and crying and stuff. But look at the lefties. Let me read this part. Alito was joined in his opinion by Justices Clarence Thomas, and see folks call him a coon, but right now he's looking out for a lot of Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna fuck with nobody say Clarence Thomas is about his people, whether directly or indirectly. That man is about his people. Because listen, Shaquisha and LaQuisha from the hood, a lot of times they use abortion as a get out of jail free card. They get themselves into situationships, random hookups, one night stand with Thuggo from the club, Nook from the, you know what I'm saying? Nook from the block, a summer fling with Nook and Day Day, and shit goes left. You know what I'm saying? Letting Nook into her womb, raw dog. Shit goes left. Now she want to have an abortion. See what I'm saying? In his concurrence, Roberts questioned whether overturning Roe and Casey was necessary to uphold the Mississippi abortion law, writing that Alito's opinion was thoughtful and thorough, but those virtues cannot compensate for the fact that its dramatic and consequential ruling is unnecessary to decide the case before us. Look at the lefties. Look at the lefty. Well, this lefty. She's pro-life, but look at this bitch and look at this fucking weirdo right here. I will aid and abet abortion. See, you see the demons? Abortion on demand and without apology. That's what I'm saying. A lot of these hoes with these hot girl summer and the hookup culture that smash and dash and hit it and quit it. Listen, it's not just for our women, it's for these Edomites too, these white folks too. And now the Supreme Court decided, no, you out there crying and complaining. Roe V Wade, 1973 to 2002. And ample evidence thus suggests that a 15-week ban provides sufficient time. That 15-week ban provides sufficient time, absent rare circumstances, for a woman to decide for herself whether to terminate her pregnancy. The Chief Justice went on before adding that both Alito's opinion and the dissent by liberal Justices Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, and Elena Kagan display a relentless freedom from doubt on the legal issue that I cannot share. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Breyer, Sonia Sotomayor, they're both Democratic judges. And I think Elena Kagan too. So those three was pretty much trying to fight for it no matter what. Fight for a woman's right to get rid of her child. In his concurrence, Kavanaugh stated, because the Constitution is neutral on the issue of abortion, this court must also be scrupulously neutral. 9 unelected members of this court do not possess the constitutional authority to override the democratic process and to decree either pro-life or pro-choice abortion policy for all 330 million people in the United States. You know what I'm saying? You know, which he's right. Justice Kavanaugh is right. It's like, yo, man, in the Constitution, it doesn't talk about, abortion. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? It is not for or against it. So for the Supreme Court to make a one rule for all, where all 50 states gotta be for it, all 50 states gotta be against it, like, it doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So this is a decision to, not to outright ban it, but to overturn it and just leave the decision to each state. Instead of adhering to the constitutional neutrality, the court in Roe took sides on the issue and unilaterally decreed that abortion was legal throughout the United States up to the point of viability, about 24 weeks of pregnancy. Kavanaugh went on, the court's decision today properly returns the court to a position of neutrality. Right. They want to go back to the neutral where, like, yo, we're not for it or against it. We're just going to leave that to y'all. Y'all do what y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much his stance on the whole thing. Like, yo, we not trying to get in the middle of that. We want to do that. That's on y'all. Y'all go ahead. Here's the law. We ain't responsible no more. You know what I'm saying? The blood's off our hands. So let me read that again. The court's decision today properly returns the court to a position of neutrality and restores the people's authority to address the issue of abortion through the process of democratic self-government. See? To address the issue of abortion through the process of democratic self-government, meaning that, again, leave it up to the state to do whatever they want to do. Kavanaugh also agreed that Alito that Friday's decision does not affect past Supreme Court decisions legalizing interracial and same-sex marriage or enshrining the issue to use contraception, as abortion advocates had warned after the draft opinion leak. Yeah, because that's the fear. You know what I'm saying? The fear that the folks that pro-abortion think that is that they believe that now that Roe v. Wade is overturned, other major Supreme Court cases, about to get overturned now, like, Loving versus Virginia, which is the that legalized interracial marriages. You understand what I'm saying? Was it 1946 or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Well, it was around that time, something like that. Where the Supreme Court ruled that two people, regardless of race, two people from different races can get married. Because back then, if a black man wanted to marry a white woman and vice versa, it was illegal. After that case, you know, it was open season. And same-sex marriage, which was the case that a lot of folks during different states, was battling with. But in 2011, former President Obama, decided to make it, legal across the board. So, well, I say all that to say this: that a lot of these pro-abortion folks feel that the Supreme Court is not going to stop there. Like a lot of other major cases, that they're about to be coming for that too. And a lot of them feel, and I even heard in the manosphere, some of the brothers feel that gay marriage is about to be next up, about to be the next thing that's about to get repealed or overturned. So yeah, it's going down. Oh, and the rights to use contraceptive, meaning like birth control, the pill, the patch, the shot, the ring, IUD. But honestly speaking, I don't think women should take birth control. Long story, long reason. I get into that another day. But the short answer of it is that a lot of the birth controls, have some very nasty side effects, especially the shot. Was that a depot? Whatever the hell it is. A lot of folks, a lot of women don't know that one of the nasty side effects of the depot shot is um to a lot of side effects. One of the major side effects is that shit could fuck around and make you sterile. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a report that I saw years ago. There was for the Ethiopian Jews that went to Israel. For the Ethiopian Jews that went to Israel. Let me just start sharing it real quick. For the Ethiopian Jews that went to Israel, the Israeli government somehow, for some reason, made it that if in order for them to get their citizenship or be allowed to stay, they would have to be on birth control, which is the depot shot. The thing that they don't, which once you get injected with it, a woman won't have her period for 3 to 6 months or something like that until the next time when she get the shot, which is like out of 3 to 6 months. I think it's like 3 to 6 months at a time, something like that. But one of the side effects were that shit made a lot of the Ethiopian Jews sterile. You know what I'm saying? So it made it a case where it's been years since she took the shot. You know what I'm saying? She, her period is back to normal. She trying hard to get pregnant, but she can't have a baby. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I personally know a homegirl that took a shot that took the depot shot. For a couple of years. Now later on, she ready. She ready to have children. She can't. Why? Because that depot shot fucks her up. That depot shot fucked her up. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the reasons why I'm against the depot shot. And the second reason is that the depot shot it weakens a woman's bone density. Was that bone disease osteoporosis, whatever it's called, osteoporosis? With weak bones, weak bone density, where that mainly affects women, but women that's up there in age, like up in their 60s. Yeah, that's another side effect. That depot shot it weakens women's bones. You understand what I'm saying? So, but enough prattling. Let's go back to the article. Back to the article. We emphasize that our decision concerns the constitutional right of abortion and no other right. Alito wrote, "Nothing in this opinion should be understood and cast doubt on precedents that do not concern abortion." So he pretty much try to say, listen, this is just about abortion. Don't think we gonna come and change other laws and blah blah blah. But which not for nothing, a lot of folks think that that's cap. A lot of folks think that the Supreme Court is about to come and try to repeal certain laws too. And a lot of folks think that gay marriages is about to be next up, plus the right to abortion. Thomas disagreed, writing in his concurrence that the court should review those precedents and all decisions like Roe and Casey, and based on the legal theory of substantive due process, which states that the rights not immun- uh, enumerated in the Constitution are protected by the Fifth and 14th Amendments. Yeah. See, while Alito may not be, be on that, Clarence Thomas is. Clarence Thomas is like, yo, man, now would be a good time to go look past some of these other laws. You understand what I'm saying? Now he ready to woo. What I'm saying, a lot of folks is running scared now. They know some of the other laws are about to be whoop snatched back because any substantive due process decision is demonstrably erroneous. Thomas wrote, "We have a duty to correct the error established in those precedents." Meaning, like I said, he personally believes that a lot of the past cases where a judgment was brought forth which changed certain laws, he think now is the time to start going over a lot of them and start repealing them. And if they feel that, you know, if it doesn't line up, if it's not constitutional protective, like by the Fifth and the 14th Amendments, he's like, you know what? Maybe it's time to repeal that too and leave that in the hands of the state, which that in this case could be very dangerous because we got a lot of cases that, that God forbid it was repealed, the shit could go left, which is perfect example. Brown versus Board of Ed, Plessy versus Ferguson. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Laws that it's about black people going to the same schools with whites. You know what I'm saying? God forbid it that get repealed. Yeah, I mean, not saying for integration, but it's like, you know, not saying I'm pro integration, but I'm saying like, yo, and some of these like southern, like deep South state, like Louisiana and Alabama stuff like that, where the Mississippi, where the reading rates and stuff like that, where the education for blacks has been severely lacking. Repealing that could possibly, make matters worse. Just my humble opinion. You don't have to agree. All right, let's continue. In their dissent, the liberals accused the majority of scrapping what they described as a balance struck by Roe and Casey on the abortion issue. And it says that from the very moment of fertilization, a woman has no right to speak. They wrote the majority opinion. A state can force her to bring a pregnancy to term, even at the steepest and personal familiar cost. This is where they try to pull the sympathy card, like, oh, she's been raped, oh, she raped, sexually assaulted, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Always incest. A young girl got touched by her cousin or her father, and all that other nonsense. You know what I'm saying? When you check the stats, I might have to do a second video on that. When you check the stats, only 1% of all the abortions in this country has came from rapes and incest, and less than a percent which is when the number I saw was 0.5% came from incest. So which means over what 98, 99% of all abortions, the vast majority of them has been on some get out of jail free shit. Again, hot girl summer gone wrong. Chicks out there honing, dotting it up, hooking up with dudes, allowing dudes to skeet in them, and you use that as, you know what I'm saying? Or like a relationship going sour, and that now to be a spiteful bitch, a lot of these chicks run to the abortion clinic to abort the baby despite the father, who might have actually wanted to be a father, who might actually wanted to be there in his child's life. You know what I'm saying? For me, honestly speaking, I believe that the only way, I believe abortion is wrong, period. But the only instances where I believe there should be exemptions, if like for high risk pregnancies, if a woman think that if it came about that if a woman is high risk and that bringing the child to term might kill her, in cases like that, or in cases like rapes and incest, which again accounts for less than 1% of all abortions. All right, let's read on. It says that from that very moment of fertilization, a woman had no right to speak, has no rights to speak of. They wrote of the majority opinion. A state can force her to bring a pregnancy to term, even at the steepest and personal familiar cost. Whatever the exact scope of the coming state laws, one result of today's decision is certain: the curtailment of women's rights and of their status as free and equal citizens, they added. So they're basically saying that women are back to being slaves and baby factories. Here they go with that bullshit. While recent polling had found that majority of Americans wanted Roe v. Wade to be upheld, the decisions will allow 22 states to implement total or near total abortion restrictions. So these are the court justices. Here they are. I think, let me see, 1, 2, 3, and I believe 4. Republican. I know 1, 2. I think 3 is Democrat. I think he's a Republican too. Let me see. Samuel Alito, bottom left. Yeah, that's him. So he's the one that caused this whole ruckus. All right, but let's see. Those states include Alabama, Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Idaho, Iowa, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Missouri, North Dakota, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Dakota, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. So those are the states that those are the states that leaves it up in the air whether or not they're gonna make abortion legal or not. Ahead of Friday's decision, Democrats in Congress attempted to codify Roe v. Wade into federal law, but the bill failed to clear a test vote in the evenly split Senate, garnering only 49 votes last month. So, the Democrats trying to make Roe v. Wade into a federal law, but that failed, and that was all the opening they need. General Maverick Garland said the Justice Department will work tirelessly to protect and advance reproductive freedom. He said in a statement that, in addition to protecting providers and that those seeking abortions in states where it's legal, we stand ready to work with other arms of the federal government that seek to use their lawful authorities to protect and preserve access to reproductive care. All right, a little bit more. It's a lengthy read. The AG made a point in noting that the federal FDA, Food and Drug Administration, have approved the use of that mifepristone for medication abortions and warned that states cannot ban the drug based on disagreement with the FDA expert judge about its safety and efficacy. My, I never heard of that before. Mifepristone. I'm gonna have to look that up. The case Dobbs versus Jackson Women's Health Organization was argued December 1st and left many legal observers convinced the six-member conservative bloc would uphold the Mississippi law. The future of Roe v. Wade was less clear after oral arguments, though both sides of the case said that the justices would need to consider the 1973 precedent in deciding the future of the Mississippi law. The issue made national headlines in May when Politico published a leaked draft of Alito's opinion, an unprecedented breach of the Supreme Court's closely guarded decision-making process. Like I said, hold up. Roberts ordered an investigation to identify the leaker, which is ongoing. Like I said, leaking the view, leaking the opinion was illegal. Whoever did that needs to go to jail because no one's supposed to know what the Supreme Court judges are thinking until it's actually passed or until they make a public opinion about it. You know what I'm saying? So right now, if you guys just joining, it's your brother Shamal Kasad and just doing this live on the latest news and current events, the abortion overturn. You know what I'm saying? So got my usual pitch. If you like the content of this channel, please like, share, and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? And you see the Cash App floating at the bottom. If you want to support the ministry, want to support, Israelite media, where we bring current events for the everyday Hebrew, from a biblical standpoint, please show your support. Now, as you can see, a lot of these Democrats, they mad as fuck. You know what I'm saying? With the passing of with the passing of Roe v. Wade, a lot of these Democrats, they mad as hell. Hold up, let me show you guys. There's been several protesting going on. Let me share my screen so you guys can see it. And bam, look. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. All these articles, protesters arresting. Look at this. See, we won't go back. Look at this. All of this. And we saw by the news. Give me a minute. See, a lot of these other folks, they bugging out, they wilding out. They flying off the handle. They mad that their kingdom is falling. And listen, I love every minute of it. I love every minute of it. What this shows that this nation is going down. A lot of these nations are standing up and turning on each other. You know what I'm saying? And it shows that, listen, that we don't have that much longer to go. You know what I'm saying? So enough about that. Let me get into the scripts and start bringing it out. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing with these liberals that get so damn mad about, a woman's body and choice and all that other nonsense. When you kill a baby for the fact that because you can, all that other bullshit, you're pretty much destroying your nation. You're pretty much destroying your heritage, destroying your womb, destroying your nation. You understand what I'm saying? So let me get the first scripture, Psalms 127:3. Lo, children are an heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of his womb is his reward. Let me read that again. Lo, children are a heritage of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. Right. So you're supposed to cherish the fruit of your womb, which is your children. They're your heritage. They're the ones that's going to continue the culture, continue the nation after you're gone, because we're not going to live forever. Verse 4, as arrows in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. Read that again. As arrows in the hand of a mighty man. So if a man that's an expert of war, he got a bow and he got mad arrows. Listen, when a man has arrows, and a man has a bow and he got mad arrows, that means, you know what I'm saying, you could do damage. He got reinforcement. He got something to defend himself, his children. You know what I'm saying? His arrows. Same thing with a man. Same thing with a man. A man has his children, you know what I'm saying, as his backup, as his army. You know what I'm saying? There's a scripture in the Apocrypha, most of us, I'm gonna get it shortly, that, you know what I'm saying, that if you have children, you know what I'm saying, that they're supposed to, you know what I'm saying, and you have enemies, you raise your children up right. Your children are supposed to continue, you know what I'm saying, what you stand for. Supposed to continue, defending you. You know what I'm saying? We're in this mortal flesh. Our bodies get old, brittle, worn down. Times we can't go anymore. You know what I'm saying? But with children, when you have children, the children could continue to fight for us. So let me read from the top. Psalms 127:3. Lo, children are inheritance of the Lord, and the fruit of the womb is his reward. As arrows are in the hand of a mighty man, so are the children of the youth. Right? Because you're supposed to be blessed. You know what I'm saying? Oh, verse 5. Happy is a man that have his quiver full of them. They shall not be ashamed, but they shall speak with the enemies at the gate. Right? If you have children, if you're a righteous man and you have children and you stand for something, your children are supposed to be there to back you up and stand with you too. But they're continuing your fight, your legacy. So these knucklehead assholes out here talking about right to kill your kids and all that nonsense, they really don't know what the fuck they talking about. Especially these modern women. Foolish as fuck. Foolish as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the article. A lot of these modern women, like let me show you this bullshit here. Show you this bullshit here. Y'all need to see this. Look at this. Thousands of protesters gathered in Washington Square Park at the Roe V Wade overturn. Celebrities react to Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade. And you know these are the liberal talking heads that, talk about the usual bullshit, but you do about nothing. Sheryl Sandberg rips Supreme Court Roe v. Wade reversal, huge setback. My man Trump celebrates abortion ruling. I delivered everything as promised. Yeah, because Trump knew they was about to do it, man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. See? What's it say right here? What's it say right here? Clarence Thomas says court should reconsider gay marriage birth control precedent. Ooh. Ooh. That's going to be his own video. Be on the lookout. And that Tesla to pay workers abortion travel costs, moving headquarters to Texas. See, this is the dumb shit I'm talking about. Now you got a lot of these damn shill companies, to kiss the ass of potential customers. They want to do a whole bunch of shit, for a lot of these wayward women trying to get abortions. Abortions illegal in Texas, effective date unknown. Look at this. Cox breaks for unrest as irate protesters gather across the country at the Roe v. Wade overturns. Ooh. The leak threats of violence reaction to Roe v. Wade is a dark day for this nation. Ooh. Okay, let's read this. Now, see, that was today. I'm telling you, man, this nation is going down. This nation is going down. All the way down. The leak, the threats, the violent reaction to Roe v. Wade is a dark day for the nation. The Supreme Court decision in Dobbs versus Jackson is a victory for the rule of law. I'm not talking so much about the opinion itself. I'm talking about the Supreme Court majority demonstration that it will do what it thinks is right despite unprecedented pressure from the media, from Democrats in Congress, from activist groups, even from the angry mobs, and attempted assassins who show up at their homes. Yeah, listen, it's about to become violent out here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these courts a lot of these folks, these pro-choice folks, start bugging out or start wilding out, you know what I'm saying, doing a lot of shit, breaking and entering. This is a big deal when, as reported by Jan Crawford, the coordinated bullying campaign flipped Chief Justice John Roberts' position in NFIB versus Sebelius, the Obamacare case of 2012. Many observers, especially on the right, lost faith in the court's independence and perceived that the court could be bullied naturally was a guarantee that people will try bullying it again. So because of that case, a lot of folks think that on the threat under the threat of violence, they could sway the Supreme Court to move how they wanted how to move. You know what I'm saying? And that's all. Because judges are supposed to be fair and impartial and shouldn't be swayed one way or the other, whether by money or by threats of violence. As they did in spades, activist groups sent mobs to protest at the homes of the justices expected to vote to overturn Roe, even though that sort of pressure on federal judge is a crime. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you showing up at a federal judge home to protest and to harass him for. You know what I'm saying? That's just a federal crime, man. And like people doing that as assholes, you looking at Fed time doing that shit. Unsurprisingly, Attorney General Merrick Garland, Department of Justice, appears to have done nothing. In an unprecedented breach of confidentiality, an insider of the court We still don't know who, for some reason, leaked the draft opinion that became a rallying point for Democrats and the left. That pro-life, look at these stupid bitches here. Pro-life is alive. They don't care if people die. You would never, you know what I'm saying? Listen, man. Again, you got these bubble-headed bitches that want to use the fact a woman dying in childbirth, which doesn't happen as often as folks think it is, as justification on why abortion could be legal. Look at that. Pro-choice activists protest outside the home of Supreme Court justices after the draft opinion overturning Roe versus Wade was leaked. Right. So they did all that to try to bully the judges into voting to upheld Roe v. Wade. Only thing is, that shit didn't work. Oh, man. Extremist rhetoric of the sort is called hate when it comes to the right and passion of justice. When it comes to the left, raise the temperature to the point where it could be assassin actual. Raise the temperature to the point where a would-be assassin actually showed up at Justice Brett Kavanaugh's house with a Glock, 2 magazines, and a pepper spray. He's now awaiting trial. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, Justice Chuck Schumer even threatened Kavanaugh and the other conservative justices that they will pay the price for overturning Roe. See what I'm saying? The deadly threats to a sitting Supreme Court justice drew an extremely muted reaction from pundits and Democrat politicians. Though politically motivated assassination to change a judicial opinion would be enormous, destabilizing, and destructive. On social media, people who are openly wishing for the deaths of conservative justices, but the same people who decried the January 6th protests when only an unarmed protester was the victim of deadly violence, seem unfazed by this. Now, look at this. Now, leftists are promising a night of rage in response to Roe being overturned. No doubt with the riots of 2020, you'll be told that any riots that happen are mostly peaceful and just the voice of the unheard. See what I'm saying? What did I say at the beginning of the stream? That a lot of these lefties, these pro-choice folks, these demonic motherfuckers, these out-of-pocket motherfuckers are going to be out here wilding and rioting this summer because of this decision. I'm telling you, it's going to get bad out here. At least one internet wag put it, the gasoline for their Molotov cocktails will be much more expensive this time around, thanks to the Biden administration energy policies. But the way this case has been handled by the political class says bad things about the political class and about the state of our union. So that's the article. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's about to get bad out here, man. And the thing is, Yahushua spoke about this. You know what I'm saying? Hamashiach spoke about this. And now right there is supposed to show that this kingdom is going down. You know what I'm saying? Babylon the Great is falling. Hmm? You get the scripture in Matthew 12, 26. Oh, start at 25. Matthew 12 and 25. And Yahushua knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan casts out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall his kingdom stand? Right. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks were saying back then that, Yahushua is Yahushua was a devil, but Yahushua had demons on him, but you know, my thing is, he was cutting them, saying like, "Yo, how can Yahushua, how could he be a demon if he casting out demons?" And he cut them and said like, "Yo, man, if two people that's part of the same, side, you know, if they're against themselves, if they're against each other, listen, whatever they try to accomplish, not going to stand." Same with this kingdom. So every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. You know what I'm saying? So you see this country, again, one of the major hot topic issues is abortion. The left and the right is constantly fighting and bickering and going back and forth about that abortion. And I just, from the article I just read to you, like not even 2 minutes ago, you got the lefties promising riots on par with all the riots from 2020 when George Floyd got killed. They're talking that level of riots across the country. And one dude show up at one Justice was that Brett Kavanaugh show up to his house with a Glock, 2 magazines, and a pepper spray to try either coerce him or to kill him. Come on, man, this kingdom's going down, man. Every kingdom divided against itself shall not stand. Let me read it again. And Yahushua knew their thoughts to say unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall this kingdom stand? You know what I'm saying? How can this kingdom stand if it's against itself? The constant fighting and bickering over Roe V Wade and all that. Listen, this kingdom's not going to stand. And it's going to get worse. Once, you know what I'm saying? Once some of these topics start to get, these laws start to get repealed, again, Justice Thomas, he want to look at some of these other laws, like gay marriage. Look at some of these other laws and be like, you might have to look at this too. You understand what I'm saying? Say, man, it's about to be real bad out here. Let me get this last scripture before I shut it down. Let's do a little part one. I might do a part two to this, maybe not, depends. But again, let's go back to what I was saying about having children. So, book is in Apocrypha, the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30, verse 1. He that loveth his son calls him oft to feel the rod, that he may have joy in him with the end. He that chastises his son shall have joy in him, and shall rejoice of him among his acquaintances. So yeah, so if you have children, listen, disciplining children, you know what I'm saying? It's a must. It's a given. I know a lot of folks, especially a lot of pro-vaxxers, is against, you know, disciplining their children. Hey, it is what it is. But you know, in today's time is much needed. I'm gonna say it like that. Verse 3: He that teacheth his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. That's the point of you having children and you raising your children. If you have your children and you raise and you treat them well, the enemy, which is a lot of times of your own people and even of the other nations, they gonna grieve because they see that your son or your daughter's not out here being a damn knucklehead. Verse 4: Though as his father died, yet as though he were not dead. for he have left one behind him that is like himself. Right. So that's the point on what Psalms 127:3 was talking about having a mighty man have having a bunch of arrows. Right. You have a bunch of weapons to defend yourself. If you have like a bunch of children, you raise them up to be righteous people. You know what I'm saying? The mission, the purpose that you're on, you raise your children right, they'll be on that same purpose too. So you stand for righteousness. Most High bless you, raise your kids to be righteous children. You know what I'm saying? When your time's up and the Most High call you home, you'll leave behind children that will continue to fight of righteousness as well. Verse 5, while he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him. And when he died, he was not sorrowful. Right. So, when a parent, takes their last breath when they're about to leave the earth and they know they raised good children, you know, when they take their last breath, they could take their last breath knowing that, that their children were raised to be righteous children. Verse 6, he left behind him an avenger against his enemies and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's it, man. Let me read that again. Sirach 30. The point is at 3. He that teaches his son grieveth the enemy, and before his friends he shall rejoice of him. Though his father die, yet as though he were not dead, for he had left one behind him that's like himself. That's the point. You need, as a father, you raising sons. When your time go, your sons should be, raised to be just like you. When he lived, he saw and rejoiced in him, and when he died, he was not sorrowful. He left behind himself an avenger against his enemies, and one that shall requite kindness to his friends. There you have it. There you have it. That's the whole point, man. So, these folks that on now pro abortion and want to riot because they can't get their way to kill their kids and all that other nonsense, other dumb shit. Listen, man, they need to repent, man. Get themselves right, or the Most High going to start visiting this earth and causing a lot of destruction. A lot of destruction. You know what I'm saying? Just want to show one last thing. Just show one last thing before I shut it down. Just want to pardon, the background noise. Just want to show this one last thing before I shut it down. Yeah, the Roe v. Wade overturned. Just shows the states that is going to affect. The red, that means the ban takes place immediately. Since the Supreme Court voted to overturn it, automatically they'd be like, yo, it's illegal here. Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Dakota, South Dakota, Wyoming, Utah, Idaho. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 states, all off the bat, abortion is illegal. Now, likely the ban, meaning that, 9 times out of 10, because Roe v. Wade was overturned, they might or they might not decide to ban it. Alabama, Georgia, a lot of black folks in Georgia, a lot of black folks in like a lot of southern states, South Carolina, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Iowa. And the grade is uncertain. The states that they don't know which way they're going to go. It depends on the governor or the state or the court of the state and all that. You know, it depends on them on how they're going to move. Florida, Arizona, Montana, Nebraska, Kansas, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, North Carolina, Virginia, Pennsylvania. So all of them is on the fence, like, we don't know. And the Greens likely to remain legal. You know, which are all the liberal states: California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington State, Colorado, New Mexico, Alaska, Hawaii, Delaware, Maryland, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine. So those going to be, no matter what the Supreme Court said, over there. You want to kill your kids, you can go there. So that's basically what the map is looking like. But more than likely, more than half the country is about to be like, no, as far as abortion. So that's just it, man. Hope you guys are edified. You know, ramble on long enough. It's your brother Shamwala Kasad signing off. I might do a part two if it be the most as well. Hope you guys are edified. This is your brother Shamwala Kasad signing off. Saying shalom.